Hi, Heidi Galen here. I'm sorry for not uploading, but I this time I do have a good reason. My computer died. This is a different one that I had at Christmas. Got last Christmas, and my old one finally did. I want to say it had the seizure and blue screen effect, but it's not even that. It's in this weird ass state where its hard drive and other things are so corrupted that there's nothing I can do, and it's like, I don't have the money to shell out. So, hello to the new computer. I have named her Betsy. Honestly, I think Betsy is a little brighter when it comes to light. Uh, Today, I'm talking about JK Rowling and Harry Potter. I am hoping to hell this is my last, uh, video on the stance of JK Rowling. And whenever I bring up Harry Potter, I can bring up just Harry Potter and leave JK Rowling the fuck alone. Because that's how my mind usually works. For those who don't know, my mind, as always, where the books stood on their own. Like, the books stood on their, like for Harry Potter, the books stood on their own, the movies stood on their own, and J.K. Rowling was just a weird ass dot in the distance. Like, that hurt. Nah, that's a fly. Type of deal. It's like, I never put much weight, never put much weight on the author. I didn't when I was a kid. I didn't now. Now it's so I I can see both sides of, because it's not even the transphobic thing. It's like I just it's like each time she tweeted, it's like, oh, she has Twitter. Why the fuck do I care? It's like I'm expecting people to go, with my Twitter, which is why I hardly ever use my Twitter or my Facebook. It's like, why the fuck do we care? But I never had this like interchanging thought of JK Rowling having like this power, and when it comes to like the fandom, a lot of people go, this work is not mine. This is the product like everything belongs to JK Rowling. And it's like everyone's like going, well, it's in her, it's like, well, she's literally in her hands in that, and it's like, no, they're wanting to make sure she doesn't sue them because she also tried to sue several fan sites. I remember that one. Even I remember that one, and I was a babe when they first came out. When the first book came out, like, damn, I was a babe. God, am I old? Now, like, I can understand the people who like always had them like connected, like the idea of authors and their books connected, and even more so with how J.K. Rowling tried to keep her tried like holy shit did she try. And it's like even now, like there's some good things about her like sort of keeping her grip on the series, because if we didn't have that, we wouldn't have had Alan Rickman play Snape, in my mind, anyway. And it's like the movies would have been way different. Um, but at the same time, J.K. Rowling's like Walt Disney at this point, or Mickey Mouse. I'm not going to go to Walt Disney because I hate the way they treat their workers. Will I go to Orlando Studio to like just look around? Yes, because that took a lot of work, art, and like, will I buy anything? Probably not. Like, there would have to be like something encased in gold. Not the fake stuff, the real stuff for me to buy. And it would have to be cheap as fuck. Okay? Like, I'm proud of the fact that I played, like, the most I was into it was where JK Rowling was concerned was Pottermore when they still had that interactive game that she had help with by another company. And you got to sort, get your own cat, or in my case, an owl. Wish we could have got a raven, but eh. Or a toad. And during that time, I was sorted into Slytherin. Now, with the new Pottermore, I was sorted into Hufflepuff. So, for the sake of everything, I consider myself a Slytherin because I don't know which one to call myself now. The only thing I have thought that of Harry Potter that can be considered from a big establishment and not from like an Etsy or anything is these bookmarks. They're simple. They're held in by magnets here. And I'm using this on my series binder. That I'm using. Now, one of the things I really hate, like, and I watched the first Fantastic Beast. Like, I know a lot of people had a problem with who played Newt Scamander, and it's like I had to look up the reason why people had a problem with him. And the only thing I can say is if a person has a certain actor in mind, then they're going to use that actor or actress. Now, I was also of the opinion that actors were, it was part of their job description to play characters that they aren't at all. So it's like that confused me a bit too. I despised, and I also looked up uh the Wizarding School of America because that's where I live. The entire thing was bullshit. Like, don't get me wrong, I liked the movie of Fantastic Beast and Where to Find Them, but I liked the movie because it had very little to do with the actual Harry Potter. Like, there was the series Harry Potter. It had very little to do with that. Like, the main character wrote like the first year book of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. That was the only thing connecting them, and I like if there's spin-off series like Vladimir, Magic Pond, Magic Price, where it's set in the same setting but it's in different time periods, and you follow a directly new cast of characters, but they all have their little story, beginning, middle, and end. I always like that idea. I'm planning on doing it myself with one of my works. What I hate about uh, Harry Potter itself is the magical boarding school or magic, like the things that made Harry Potter great, you can't really find anymore. Like even now, like so far into like since the last book was published, no one wants to hear uh it's like Harry Potter, otherwise they throw it out. Which makes this hell. Because it's like because the best way I can describe it is right now, in my mind, I'm still on the world building phase, is it's like Harry Potter, but better. It's like it's the US Harry Potter. But I have always been able just to that of seeing the books as stand on their own, and then I the author never really entered my frame of mind. It still doesn't. It's like a little boop, and it's like, ah, go away. Ah, you're there. Okay. The only time when that's different is if there's an author too, and I'll actually look for their items, which The Fault in Our Stars, I believe. Alexa Dunn, I bought your first book. Yay! So I'm I'm not going to give up Harry Potter because to me JK Rowling was never even a point of content there. It's like, oh, it's Dumbledore. Hey, it's like, cool. Harry would have no idea he was gay, but it's like, that's cool. Um, and then it's like, and then they brought it in Albus Dumbledore in like the second movie, and it's like, I'm not going to watch that. The first movie, it's like, even now, I'm planning on buying just because I love the person he played Newt Scamander. Did it so well, in my opinion. Um, when it comes to buying anything Harry Potter, I'm not going to buy anything from like Barnes and Nobles. Books a Million's gone, but I will be buying from like I'll still buy from Etsy when I have the money. I will buy locally from like secondhand stores, antiques, like that. But honestly, personally, I believe like we the readers gave her too much clout to begin with when it comes to her Twitter platform or Paramore or all these other things where it's like we gave that to her. And it's like, and even if you were buying the books new or the movies or like those things and you didn't agree with, just it was the money didn't just go to her, and it also helped when the books were coming out, paved the way for other books. So I hope I decided to like explain how my mind works. You, I next time I'll be going into Harry Potter in more detail. Bye.